Ready? Yeah.
I was contacted by a friend who has a friend who's pregnant with a baby with CF. And I've been thinking about what I want to tell them. And I've been thinking that the future is bright, but your journey is going to be long. And it's not going to be easy. There you go.
I want a strawberry.
Sydney's spicy.
Here, can I put a couple more in?
No.
No? She runs everywhere.
Really fast. She goes to full day daycare. She really likes it, and they're taking great care of her in terms of her health needs.
A lot of planning, a lot of routine set schedules.
Yes, we always have to put therapy in front of everything else. In order for her to understand that when she gets even just a little bit older, that she's gonna own this for herself, and this is gonna be her process for the rest of her life. There's certain things that she can and cannot do because of cystic fibrosis.
Maddie has more energy than a normal human.
She's a cuddle bug. She always wants to make you smile.
When Maddie wakes up, she's very happy to be awake. We get her dressed, she goes downstairs, and we give her her Trikafta through her button because she has a G-tube. And then she'll eat with some enzymes. We're starting to get to solid foods, which is very exciting. Good job.
Good job, baby girl. There you go.
Tally is a happy, curious, stubborn 3-year-old. Tally likes to get up around 6:30, and then we start the day with breakfast and then treatments. Before she leaves the house for daycare, she takes her modulator, and we have a lot of challenges with getting her to take her modulator.
So cool.
We have these game-changing drugs that make an incredible impact on her life, but yet we can't get a toddler to take it.
Go!
Have a little juice fest. Juice fest? I always tell Kevin my third full-time job is that I'm Maddie's insurance caretaker because I spend so much time talking to insurance or questioning bills or making sure that we're pre-approved for drugs or managing her G-tube supplies.
Taking care of all of the logistics and life admin of having a CF child is a full-time job in itself.
It's changed our family planning. This was our first child, right? We want her to have that sibling relationship. And it has been an arduous journey, to say the very least, and years long as a result of CF.
5, 6.
Maddie's newborn screening came back. She was flagged for having cystic fibrosis. And all I knew about CF was what from I learned in college was that it was fatal.
If you Google it, which is what we later found out you shouldn't do, you go immediately to life expectancy. And I think at the time when Tally was born, it was 47. Fortunately, there's been incredible progress even in her short life, but that's the first thing where you're like, my daughter might only live to be in her 40s. You know, out of the gates, she's not even born yet.
Okay. Deep breath.
I just remember collapsing to the floor, feeling like you were being crushed. Because how can you lose your favorite person when she's a baby? It broke us.
When Sydney was diagnosed, they came in and said, you know, we expect Sydney to go and live a perfectly healthy, long, ordinary life. I sort of looked at them and was like, well, one, it's not going to be ordinary at all, right? Like, you have to make this person's life extraordinary because you don't know what the future holds.
Weight gain is super, super important and also very stressful because the baby maybe throws up or they don't want to eat and there's only so many things you can do.
We were told in the beginning her weight is the most important predictor of her future lung health.
I don't like this one.
When Maddie was little, a baby, She threw up all the time.
All the time.
From her enzymes. Eventually, that created a food aversion, and she didn't want to eat anything. We were fighting a lot because of stress of she wasn't eating.
There's like trauma around food, and I think a lot of CF parents probably feel that. I spent a lot of nights on the floor in tears simply from my kid vomiting.
After a year of feeding therapy, we eventually made the decision to do a G-tube, and it was one of the hardest decisions that we made. It seemed like it would be a constant reminder that she was sick, but now that has allowed us to feed her through her tubes. And then she gets overnight feeds, and we also do her meds, which don't taste good, through her button too.
Woohoo! You did it!
Hi.
Hey, you.
Are you having fun? Can I wipe your nose? Huh? Oh no. You are always on. Did you have any water? At the park, you're always looking around for, is there something that we shouldn't go on? We shouldn't touch that.
There's so many different things out there that we need to avoid strategically, and also strategically decide that it's okay to let her play in the sandbox this time and be okay with what challenges might come from that.
We feel really lucky that Tally's born now and that there's been so many advancements. You know, people say it's a good time to be born with CF, but she still has cystic fibrosis.
So proud of yourself. Do you want to put a sticker on?
The modulators they have available are not a cure. She actually was hospitalized with a CF exacerbation just by chance. It was a month after she'd started Trikafta.
It was really eye-opening for us.
And you can't help but think, was it my fault? We weren't being totally consistent with X or Y. There's enough parent guilt anyway. It's a lot.
Most days I feel like I live with like a dagger above my head. Because you don't want to deny her the things that a normal kid goes through. But you also don't want to experience the consequence of that either.
People bury their kids. And we've met plenty of people, and we've heard stories of plenty of people who have had a child who died from CF, and I just don't know how you go on after that.
When I hear people say that they're hopeful about CF, I am too, and I'm very grateful for all of the medical advances. Maddie is doing as well as she is because of those advances, but I would be lying if I said every time she coughed, I was not terrified.
Trikafta is a miracle drug, but Trikafta doesn't come and sterilize bottles for us, and Trikafta doesn't call insurance companies on our behalf. There is still much work to be done. You have a real opportunity to make a really big difference in our lives, in my daughter's life.
I can tell you firsthand, support that is given to the CF Foundation is directly linked to the quality of life Tally will have.
Thank you, CF Foundation.
I hope Sydney grows up to be almost the same person that she is today. That spicy mind of her own little girl is going to become a really strong woman.
Thank you.
My dream is for Maddie to grow and live the best life that she possibly can. Because the longer she's on the planet, the happier it's gonna be.
I want her to experience all that life has to offer. That's my dream.
Me too.